The mob boss never dreamed that just one act of kindness would totally backfire on him. Here's how it went down. Quan Shizhou, a gang leader, dealt with headaches every single day. When he got to the office building, he noticed someone crouched by the elevator. They were so bundled up. And Shizhou thought it was a girl someone brought in to pay off, so he didn't pay much attention. Upstairs, he kicked open the office door and saw his crew lounging around like Quan Shizhou was fuming. He flipped the couch where someone was lying. Look at this dump. It's like a pigsty. You guys really think this is your house? If the deadline wasn't coming up, then he went to the accounting office. Nobody was there. It all started when he cleaned house last time. Yeah. Got so scared he quit and ran off. So, guy said he knew accounting and caused huge losses for the company. After that, afraid of punishment, he took off. Running wasn't gonna work. They caught him right away. Yingjun, oh Yingjun, how many times is this now? I really want to crack open your skull and see what's inside. The guy named Yingjun kept apologizing. Am I the boss supposed to do spreadsheets with you every day? Pick up the mouse and do it with me. One problem, just when he thought he could catch his breath, he got mad at what he saw. You get up here. Flower Shirt acted like he heard nothing and tried to slip away. An iced drink nearly sent him to meet his maker. Boss, I'm coming. Don't get mad. You dare pretend to hear me. I'm gonna... When Flower Shirt went upstairs, he saw the boy crouched in the corner. Whoa, still here. That's pretty harsh. Upstairs, he started kissing. What brings you here, boss? Shizhou didn't worse. What's the deal with that kid downstairs in the corner? Flower Shirt realized that's what this was about. His dad borrowed money and took off. His mom was taken as collateral. He's been down there for days. Hearing this, Quan Shizhou felt uneasy. How's this little girl gonna be safe here? Forget everyone else, just my partner. Might hurt her if he sees her. Whatever, might as well help out. With that thought, he went downstairs. He walked up to the little girl and said, Kid, have you eaten? Uncle will take you to get some food. This startled the sleeping little girl. Quan Shizhou gave a friendly smile. Why are you so scared? You're making me look like the bad. Don't you want to see your mom? Let's go. The mob boss teased the little girl and brought her home only to freeze. Turns out the kid's a boy. Here's how it went down. Looking at the startled kid, mob boss Quan Shizhou said, I'm not a bad. I can take you to your mom. The kid was speechless at this weirdo. Who are you? Forgot to introduce myself. I'm an uncle who works here. The kid didn't buy it. Quan Shizhou spoke up. Why would I lie to you? He even sat down next to the kid. Don't come any closer. You're gonna do something bad to me. Aren't you? If you don't trust me, you can call the cops anytime. After the kid checked him out a few times, he still didn't say he'd go with him. Quan Shizhou saw even stray cats aren't this suspicious. So do you want to see your mom or not? Uncle's busy, okay? The kid spoke up. Fine! Of course I do. But stop calling yourself uncle. I don't have an uncle like you. Quan Shizhou licked his. How about you call me big brother? The kid totally lost it. Seeing him blow up. Okay. Uncle's busy. So let's go already. The kid was still suspicious, but he got up and followed. Just as the kid got in the car, a bunch of guys came out to the entrance. Hey, take care. Sure enough, right after they said that, his eyes were full of suspicion and doubt. Looks like actions speak louder than words. I'm really not a bad guy. In the car, watching him fumble around, Quan Shizhou couldn't take it. He reached out to help with the seatbelt, but the kid freaked out, seeing how resistant he was. Boss suddenly felt regret. After showing him one more time, the kid finally got the seatbelt on. With the roar of the engine, they finally set off. On the road, he learned the kid's name was Quan Shizhou. Quan Shizhou wanted to get him some food first, but he refused. He said he didn't want to owe him anything. Quan Shizhou, for some reason, suddenly said, What do you think of me? Hearing that, the kid panicked. This guy's definitely not a good person. He started rambling incoherently, saying he wasn't hungry, he just wanted to find his mom. So, he got a bad idea. He used finding his mom to make him answer questions and obey him. But then, he heard something that shocked him. Way bigger than I thought. And Quan Shizhou still hadn't figured out. This wasn't a little girl at all. The mob boss picked up a wife and found out when he got home the kid's also a boy. Wild. Here's how it went down. Fought it outside the gang office for 3 days, but nobody would help him find his mom. Until kind-hearted mob boss Quan Shizhou showed up. His eyes looked clear and innocent. But if he finds out I'm a boy, I'll definitely get a beating. Just then, a knock woke him up. The kid quickly covered himself up. When Quan Shizhou came in, he could only see the kid's eyes. You keeping up? I own this house. Here are some clothes. Change into them. Then he left. The kid didn't even get to say thanks. When he opened the package and saw the clothes, he saw. Now he's done for. Might as well just give up and die. What did I do to deserve this? It was already dinner time. When the kid got to the living room, his meal ticket was passed out on the couch. While he stood there not knowing what to do, the guy on the couch spoke. Uncle's not asleep. Just waiting for the takeout. When the takeout arrived, the kid chowed down like crazy. He must have been really hungry these past few days. Quan Shizhou watched him for a while. So, what's the deal? Kid quickly wiped his mouth. The size doesn't fit. Quan Shizhou said that's impossible. My eye's really good. The boy swallowed his last bite of sandwich. But what you got me is kind of big. The boy might have gotten annoyed at the questions. He snapped back. Just let me wear yours. Right after yelling, he regretted. That outburst could have given away his gender. But Xu and Shizhou was both blind and deaf. He didn't catch the problem at all. He just kept apologizing, saying he didn't think it through and stuff. Then he asked about the kid's plans going forward. The kid said after finding him, his mom would figure it out. Shizhou frowned. You got no opinion of your own. The kid was about to explode. But who's Shizhou? He's got zero ability to read the room. He kept going on and on, saying he's got no time to look at the kid needs to learn to grow up and the kid finally couldn't take it. You think I want this? It's your fault I ended up like this. How did I sink this low? What gives you the right to lecture me? The kid's yelling was ear-splitting. Shizhou was stunned. After the kid finished crying, he only asked for one. He just wanted to see his mom. If not, he'd leave right now. Shizhou got up and left. There are sandwiches here. There's a spare key on the shoe cabinet. Take that one when you go to school. The kid was stunned. He didn't yell at me, and he's letting me stay. What a confusing man. And this confusing. Needed to find someone to vent to you. The mob boss thought the wife he brought home was sweet and innocent, only to find out the kid's a little troublemaker. So to help the little girl find her mom, the mob boss accepted a challenge to a real man's duel. His opponent was the big boss above. In Shizhou's word, this is totally crazy. After several rounds back and forth, the mob boss finally lost because of office politics. It's like at a sports meet, when no gym teacher can outrun the principal. Another head of the organization watched all of this. Why are you babysitting Quan Shixian anyway? What do you get out of helping him find his mom? Shizhou got annoyed. Don't talk nonsense. He's a decent girl. That answer stunned the guy. Then he laughed at him mercilessly. Well, he looked like he was waiting for the show, just like me right now. When Shizhou got, he saw a pair of boys' sneakers by the door. His brain couldn't quite process it, so he checked the security camera. Only his own comings and goings were recorded. Smart viewers already know whose they are, but the mob boss didn't. An unnamed fear crept up on him. Was history about to repeat itself? He had to find the little girl right now. Until he opened the bathroom door, his heart finally stopped racing. Good thing nothing happened to him. When Shizhou came to his senses, he found himself standing outside the door. His eyes stayed fixed on the bath, with such an innocent, cute face. Who'd guess he's a boy? Shizhou washed his face several times before accepting reality, and the boy finally dropped his disguise and showed his true self to Shizhou. I'm not gonna hit you. You really gotta be this scared. Then the two sat on the couch. For a heart. Shizhou asked, why'd you lie? The kid spoke up. I never said I was a girl. But your eyesight's bad. That's not on me. But you didn't say you were a boy either. And you knew I was mistaken. Why didn't you explain? I was afraid you'd take me out. That's why I didn't tell you. I was counting on you to help me find my mom. Shizhou only regretted not having sharp eyes. A little kid played him. He even got beat up this afternoon because of it. What a loss. But knowing I'm not a girl, will you still help me? Remember the mob boss who teased the little girl? Today he already took his little wife to see his mother. Is that his mom? Looks more like his sister. Here's how it went down. To see his mom, who was taken by loan shark. He dropped to his knee, right at the mob boss's feet. He kept saying he wouldn't fight back if hit or talk back if yelled. He'd let him do whatever he wanted. Shizhou was speechless. Do I really look like a bad guy? You seem angry. But why aren't you hitting me? After all, I lied to you. Shizhou spoke up. The underworld's not about fighting. It's about relationships and respect. You gotta fix that attitude. No manners. I was gonna sell you off because you're pretty. I'm not running a charity. But now that plan's shot. Anyway, I'll let you see your mom. Tomorrow, get some rest. The reason Shizhou said was because he didn't want to get in too deep. The kid's so pretty, it made his heart skip. But he wasn't about to do anything to a minor, so he needed to send him away fast. Really is a kind-hearted mob boss. The next day came in. The mob boss took the kid to the restaurant where his mom worked. The conversation between them was touching and heartwarming. The mob boss felt uncomfortable. He felt totally out of place. When his mom learned Shizhen got kicked out by the landlord, she panicked. She kept asking where he'd been staying lately. Had any weird people taken advantage of? The kid looked at Shizhou and said, that person helped me without asking for anything. Shizhou stepped forward and bowed. Hello, Shizhen's mom. A mother-in-law looking at her son-in-law. The more she looked, boss, thank you so much for taking care of Shizhen. I really appreciate it. Then she pulled Shizhen, who was standing nearby. Quan Shizhen, how can you call the boss that person? He looks like he's around your age. You should definitely call him brother. Quan Shizhen says he doesn't want to call him brother. He just wants brother to call him. The gang boss says he better run, or his reputation. But after chatting with the restaurant manager for a bit, his mother-in-law chat. Sir, I need to talk to you. Then she devoutly grabbed Gang Shizhou's hand. 1,000 words came down to one sentence. I'm entrusting our Shizhen to you. Before I leave here, please, could you look after Shizhen for me? Remember this handsome gang boss? The kid he picked up got bullied in the street. Can you believe it? The story goes like this. Last time we talked, Gan Shizhou bringing the kid to find his mom, and before leaving his mother-in-law asked him to take care of Quan Shixian. During the time before she leaves, but the little guy has super strong pride. Even he took a ride, ran away from home. Should have minded my own business. A week flew by. During that time, gang boss Gan Shi was swamped with organization business, so he didn't check in on Quan Shi. When he finally had time, he remembered the mother's request. Truly a parent's heart knows no bounds. The next day he went to the company. Turns out, even though he hadn't gone looking for the kid, he'd been having people keep track. The person on the phone during the day the kid might be at school. He only comes to the company So the gang boss waited that night and caught him. After a day of staking out, he finally figured out what Quan Shizhen had been up to. Turns out he'd been working all week. He got back to school at midnight, and he only ate 1 meal a day. Is this kid stupid? Then he looked up and saw his kid getting bullied. Seeing that little body getting shoved around, it immediately triggered the gang boss. Turns out the gang boss has a painful past. Back then he got locked up for breaking the law. His sister had no one to protect her, got bullied, and took her own life. When he snapped out of his memory, the bullies were laughing and guessing what Quan Shizhen would buy this. Some bet coke, some bet cake. They even said, he's homeless. Quan Shizhen, what did you buy this Looking time? At the boy whose eyes had lost their light in just 1 week, Gan Shizhou felt a sudden rage. He couldn't let what happened to his sister happen to him. Wasn't that why he helped him in the first place? So he floored the gas pedal and rushed over. This boy drooling over meat pies, he's back. Not at all, not changed one bit. The gang boss got all sorts and says he's not hungry, but his body tells the truth. Come here, kid, uncle's got a treat for ya. The story goes like this. 30 years ago, the gang boss was abandoned in Angel Convent. A kind nun saved him. Gan Shizhou was naturally shocked. Quickly stood out from the rest. At 7 years old at the conventual, he found a baby girl with a similar fate. Only difference was there was a note in the basket. Of course, that wasn't as attractive as the drooling baby in the basket. That's the main reason he got involved with Quan Shizhen. With his sister joining, Gan Shizhou's days became fuller. The little girl was smart and quiet, so the director named her Huairen. To protect his sister, Gan Shizhou studied harder to improve himself. Of course, getting into fights was unavoidable. Seeing his sister's happy smile, Gan Shizhou worked hard to because his sister wanted to become a doctor. And he succeeded, but because he threw himself into work, he didn't get to see his sister one last. All that effort was just to give his sister a better life. But who knew things wouldn't go as planned? Looking at this little brat wolfing down food, the gang boss couldn't help remembering the past. That'll give me indigestion. You brat, you're respectful to her. Why are you so rude to me? Other people's jobs deserve respect. As for you, that's debatable. Gan Shizhou rolled his eyes. I'm so nice to a rude kid like you. Doesn't that deserve respect? Yeah, Quan Shizhen took a bite of his rice ball. Dragging someone back home against their will. What's there to respect? Right, you're the one who forced me back. I'm not doing any work for you. Oh yeah. Hand me your phone. When Quan Shizhen heard he didn't have to do anything, all he could see was the meat pie in front of him. Without thinking, he handed over his phone. Looking at the cracked phone, again Shizhou said, your phone's trash. No wonder I couldn't reach you. Drooling Quan Shizhen couldn't be bothered. All he wanted was to eat. Gan Shizhou got all soft inside. Says he's not hungry, but his body tells the truth. Clean up when you're done. He got up and left. No matter how much Quan Shizhen yelled behind him, he never looked back. When Gan Shizhou came out after his shower, he saw his underling coming in with a bag. That was last. Boss, I brought what you asked for. Wanna check it out? Check what? You can go now. As the underling left, he saw the kid cleaning up. What's going on? Then Gan Shizhou waved at him. Kid, uncle's got a treat for ya. Quan Shizhen looked disgusted. Creepy uncle, can you please put some clothes on? You wanna see the treat down there? Whoa, that's not impossible. That really ticked off Quan Shizhen. Again, Shizhou stopped teasing him. Take this. This is my way of monitoring you. Actually, he was just giving Quan Shizhen a phone. The kid knew he was doing that to preserve his dignity. So he sheeply saved the gang boss as... Hand it over! That's how you save your benefactor. The kid scratched his head. I don't know your name. Zhou was instantly speechless. Is that true? What do you think? This gang boss is super impressive. His grades were that high? How dare you look down on him? The story goes like, the boy nervously looked at the gang boss, hoping he'd help him see his mom again. The boss got all soft inside. Now you're acting cute when you need something. Here's the deal. If you study hard, I'll help you. The kid picked at his fingers. I don't have bus fare. True, it's pretty far from here to school. Here's my bike card. Use this while you're staying at my place. Works on buses. Quan Shizhen got upset. Said something about not being a beggar. Who said I give it to you for free? You're this I still chased you to swipe the card. Either you're sick or I am. The money you use will all be charged to your mother. So spend it carefully. At school, don't just focus on eating. Study hard so you got it. You gotta think about your future. Hearing this, Quan Shizhen got defiant. You should be studying, right? Your future's even bleaker than mine, right? Do you even know what high school teaches? The only perfect school on the college entry. Full scholarship to Korea University Medical School. Top of his class. Entering and graduating. Quan Shizhen seeing he wasn't talking. Thought he'd hit a nerve. Just do what I say. That way your mom can worry less. With that he left. Not bothering with the angry little guy behind him. When the gang boss opened his door, he saw the kid sneaking around looking for something. Hey! What are you looking for? The kid jumped. I wanted to make some side dishes, but there's no vegetables. Jian Shizhou's face turned red. He was stunned by his wife wearing his loose clothes. To ease the awkwardness, he grabbed the beer and chugged it. I'll order takeout for dinner. Tomorrow after I pick you up from school, we'll buy groceries. A bizarre day passed. Early the next morning, the gang boss woke up and sensed something wrong. What the hell? Why aren't you at school? Kid won't listen. He was skipping class. Today the gang boss will demonstrate how to handle this rebellious little brat. The story goes as, last time we talked about the gang boss waking up and finding a problem. He called Quan Shizhen red-handed skipping school. So what's the story? I'll go now, okay? He tried to leave. You'll go now. School will be over by the time you get there. I'm done with you. Are you studying for me? I bet you didn't go yesterday either. Quan Shizhen broke out in a nervous. Is he gonna hit me? Jian Shizhou would never do that. I'm gonna wash up. Since Quan Shizhen didn't get hit, he thought the gang boss must have something this angry and not hitting me. How's he got any street cred in the game? Next thing, they're at the supermarket. Gang boss bought the kid tons of clothes. Why should I take stuff from you? Ha, you wish. It'll all be deducted from your mother's salary. At those words, Quan Shizhen's face turned green. Evil capitalism. Quan Shizhen's brain kicked into gear. He grabbed the cart and ran to the vegetables. Today I'm buying expensive ingredients. Gotta make this capitalist believe for using my mom just. The gang boss chuckled. He saw right through him. The next day, Quan Shizhen put on his new clothes. The gang boss personally escorted him to school. Of course, to make sure he didn't scare. Before leaving, he even cheered him on, which totally creeped the kid out. Is this something a gang boss would do? Quan Shizhen thought the gang boss had gone to work. He slid right over to the school's back gate. Hey kid, aren't you going to school? If you don't go in, you'll be late. Who never obeyed anyone. Finally met his match in the gang boss. Completely tamed. The story goes like this. Last episode we talked about the gang boss raising a kid. The big boss found out. Dragged him to the office. Who knows what happened in there? When he got home, the kid was in that position again. Why are you squatting outside instead of going? Don't tell me you've been squatting out here for 5 hours. I don't know the password. Didn't I give you a key? Let's go in. I'll only say the password once, so remember it. But by the way, what's your ranking at school? Genshi's Yaw thought. Not bad. Wait, something feels off. The kid said he didn't know what he was talking about. Let me ask it another way. How many students are in your class? Are you kidding me? The kid's silence was deafening. Is it because you're small, so your brain's underdeveloped? Or did you just not study at all? Let me put another one. Have you never been to school? Or do you just not plan to study seriously? What? You're that interested in my grades? Genshijo said proudly. Last place isn't allowed in my house. What? Genshijo got all soft. Well, considering how dumb you are, from today on study hard. Ask me if you don't understand. Otherwise you can't stay at my place. Quan Shizhen looked shocked. A thug teaching me to study. You're teaching me how to be a delinquent. Learn loan sharking from you. Or extortion. The gang boss got all worked up. You really won't cry until you see the coffin. I'm getting my diploma right now. To teach you a lesson, you dummy. Who's the dummy? Your whole family's dumb. But then spell university in English. The kid instantly went, I mean, you're not even adopting me. Why do you care so much? You've already helped me a lot. I'll never be able to repay you. Seeing he was upset again, Genshijo changed his approach so he wouldn't hurt his pride. Are you getting it wrong? Taking care of you isn't out of pity. At least until you leave me. You have to follow my arrangement. I'll say this one last time. In my house, you do what I say. If you refuse, you'll never see your mom again. Got. The gang boss stopped pressuring. From now on, I'll pick you up and drop. Forget about skipping class. And no sleeping in class. Study hard. Ask me if you don't understand. The kid finally couldn't take it. Look, you're yelling again. In my house, you don't have the right to yell. The rebellious kid totally lost it. Seeing him eat like that, the gang boss felt super satisfied. The gang boss went to find his old flame. They went 300 rounds. From first period in the morning all the way until school let out. With that stamina, who dares call him a bot? Looking at Daoyun still passed out. He'd really gone chill. With the sound of brakes. Waiting alone for his guardian. Looked totally. Look at the time. Oh yeah. Didn't we agree you'd pick me up at 3:50? The gangster boss is in the wrong, but it's just past 4. Don't you have cleaning duty? Come on, we don't do that. Thinking about how the teacher looked when he didn't skip class today. He feels awkward now. If you don't have time to pick me up, quit bossing me around. Anyway, neither of them backed down, so they stopped talking. While waiting for the elevator upstairs, Quan Shizhen noticed the hickey on the gangster boss's neck. Seeing him staring at his neck, Quan Shizhen quickly covered his neck. What are you looking at? Never seen a handsome guy. Though I'm approachable and naturally gorgeous, how can a chicken match a phoenix? Oh, okay, getting off track. The little brat quickly changed the subject. What do you actually do? If you're really a loan shark, why are you so free every day? Playing around that. The word playing was emphasized. Quan Shizhen chuckled. If I actually worked seriously, there'd be way more homeless kids like you. Is that what you want? Well, Quan Shizhen had nothing to say to that. Scene change. After eating his fill, the gangster boss decided to tutor his kid. But when he picked up the pristine textbook, he froze. The book was in perfect condition. You planning to donate this to a museum? The kid was speechless after getting. The gangster boss figured, forget it, let's just start studying. Do you know where you are in math? But Quan Shizhen still wouldn't talk. That's pretty suspicious. Do you know your timetable? Quan Shizhen acted like it was super easy. Turns out he barely got through it. The gangster boss faced. Idiots like you are rare. Quan Shizhen wasn't having it. Stop insulting people. How good were you at study? The gangster boss put his hands on his head. Slammed the times table on the table. If you can't memorize this by tomorrow morning, forget about seeing your mom. The boy is 18 years old and still can't memorize his times tables. Finally, from mental exhaustion, the gangster boss dragged him to get a vitamin shot. Here's how the story goes. What's 7 times 8? What about 6 times 8? Quan Shizhen's silence was deafening. The gangster boss slammed it. Are you an idiot or what? The kid talked back. How can anyone memorize all this? If you're so smart, you recite it for me. The gangster boss was. Even 8-year-olds can memorize this. You're 18, did you grow up eating stupid pills? There's a reason he became a gangster boss. Then he showed off his talent, reciting the times tables flawlessly. The result was, Quan Shizhen's plan to visit his mother this week was ruined. His protests were useless. The gangster boss rejected them without mercy. When you've learned your times tables, then we'll talk. Then, picking the kid up after school and going home. Just like that, the kid even changed into his form. But for some reason his face was... Who had finished cooking called him to eat but got no response. The foodie isn't eager to eat today. Something's definitely wrong. So he pushed open the door and found the kid had collapsed. Good grief, he's tall enough to fry an egg. Get up, I'm taking you to the hospital. Seeing him suffering, the gangster boss felt really guilty. So he draped his jacket over the kid. The kid stubbornly didn't want to accept his kind. What do you want me to carry you to the hospital? That one sentence shut the kid right up. He deserved to be single forever. Thinking about the past month, a spark ignited in Quan Shizhen's heart. Wrapped in the jacket nestled in the gangster boss's arms, he felt an indescribable sense. A loudspeaker soon called Quan Shizhen's name. The scene was so warm I didn't want to change it. The gangster boss's family insisted on going into. This made Quan Shizhen even more dependent. The plot's getting interesting now. Slurp. The kid's code made the gangster boss feel really guilty. He thought it was because he didn't notice the change in season. So he decided to buy Quan Shizhen a down jacket. But considering his pride, he couldn't just give it to him directly. So he wore the ill-fitting down jacket and appeared in front of him. What's all this about? That looks way too big on you. Xiong Shizhou quickly said, right, the guy who sent it got the size wrong. Why don't you wear it? If you don't, I'll just throw it away. Can't return it anyway. Quan Shizhen naturally didn't believe this lame lie. But he still chose to accept it. Because he had expectations of the person in front of him. That's great. Because that jacket really does suit you. The next day arrived. The foodie could still eat as much as the gangster boss who just got back from work wanted to feel Quan Shizhen for her. But Quan Shizhen dodged, looking angry. After eating his fill and putting on his new jacket, he saw Xiong Shizhou spacing out on the sofa. This person doesn't really seem like a scammer. Then he shook his head and rejected that. I'm gonna be late. Let's go. When they got to school, Quan Shizhen wanted to get out. Shizhou stopped him. He reached out and touched his forehead. After confirming the fever was down, he pulled his hand back. The kid's face instantly turned brown. Are you a doctor? What gives you the right to touch me like that? Yeah, I used to be a doctor. How'd you know? Yeah, right. Then he got out and ran. If you want to see your mom next week, remember to memorize 30 words. Study hard. After a few distracted steps, he arrived at the classroom. As soon as he walked in, he ran into a trouble. This had been happening ever since Xiong Shizhou started picking him up, and had been going on for a while. The kid was getting bullied. When the gangster boss saw this, his veins bulged. Here's how the story goes. Faced with the bully's provocation, the kid wasn't surprised at all. Compared to that, these English words in front of him were way scarier. Baldy said, "Are you ignoring me?" "Yeah, my boss is talking to you, didn't you hear?" Since class was about to start, the bully could only push the desk hard and leave fuming. "Don't leave after school, you'll regret it." Quan Shizhen thought to himself, every day it's the same empty threats. Try laying a finger on me. I won't scam you till you crap yourself up. Eat my words. Soon it was time to leave school. The kid suddenly felt unwell. Looks like the cold wasn't gone yet. Sure enough, the gangster boss was already waiting for him at the gate. Then the bully came out with his lackeys. "Quan Shizhen, are you gonna sell yourself again?" The kid couldn't be bothered with him, but he got tripped and ate dirt. "Is that old man any good? Why don't you hook up with me instead? I'm pretty good at that." Yuan Shizhou in the car was fuming, about to burst out the next second. Shizhou got up and headed straight for the BMW. "Hey little hustler, I'm talking to you." Now the kid decided he wouldn't take that again if you Baldy lifted his hand and knocked off his hood. "What, you little tramp getting cocky now? I'll beat the crap out of you." Quan Shizhen also shouted, "Come on, hit me." "What? I won't scam the crap out of you. I'll eat my words." Just as the fist was about to land, the BMW in the distance honked its horn. The other guy could only leave some harsh words and slink away. After the kid got in the car, Xian Shizhou spoke. "How's that guy been bullying you? Mind your own business. If it weren't for you today, I would have made a fortune." The gangster boss was stunned by his response and figured he was just talking out of anger. "If you don't want to put up with it, tell me." Dealing with people like that is a piece of cake. But his kindness was taken for granted and he got chewed out by the kid. The reason Quan Shizhen acted this way is because he didn't want to owe him. Because he didn't know what he really meant to him. Find a family or something else. In the end, he still accepted Xiong Shizhou's offer. Next week, let's see how this Korean gangster boss handles school bullying. The kid, like a housewife, worried about daily necessities every day. The gangster boss was scared of his nagging. Eat an egg and boost your brain. "By the way, I've got something tonight. Might be back late. Make yourself something for dinner tonight." Quan Shizhen puffed his cheeks and said nothing. The gangster boss reached out to "What? Fever's still not gone. Get off me, don't touch me. Looks like you're feeling fine. Doing 30 math problems tonight shouldn't be an issue." Sure enough, the longest road the kids walked is the gangster boss's schemes. And so studying went on past midnight. But the gangster boss still wasn't back. Did someone kill him? If he died, I'd inherit his fortune. Sweet. The next morning, the gangster boss still wasn't back. The kid was getting worried. Right? He probably died in some woman's bed. When the gangster boss came back, the kid refused to even look at him. He didn't know where he got the nerve to throw a fit at his meal ticket. But he just couldn't control it. He came out, Chu Sha had left again. And texted him to take the subway to school. Quan Shizhen, was he already getting tired of him? Oh, then, he'd be homeless again. 3 days later, the gangster boss came back covered in injuries. "I'll definitely be able to take you to school. By the way, did you study properly while I was gone?" But the kid just wouldn't talk, like a sulking little grouch. "I knew without me around, you wouldn't study properly." "I lied. I'm tutoring you and supervising your studying again." Quan Shizhen didn't hear a word after that. But at least he was happy inside. The next day when dropping him off, Qian Shizhou finally realized how serious the problem was. "You're not still mad, are you?" "I really have been busy." "Yeah, busy making another left-behind kid like me. You're so kind, handsome, rich, and capable. And you help little punks like me become better people." Qian Shizhou was confused. "What are you talking about? I don't get it." "If you don't get it, forget it. For now, stop picking me up." He got out and left, leaving Qian Shizhou yelling in the car. Quan Shizhen thought to himself, "I hate myself too." As soon as he got to school, the bully came looking for him. Well, haven't seen you in 3 days. Thought you dropped out. Heard your mom got sold. You and your mom both survived by selling yourselves. Like mother, like son." After hearing that, the protagonist stood up and smashed his lunch tray. "Let's change locations." You punk, I'm definitely gonna scam you this time. The gangster boss never imagined that in less than 5 minutes. His kid would get beaten black and blue. Here's how it goes. Shizhen, you're making things really hard for me as your teacher. Hayden's parents are threatening to call the police. At this point, aren't you gonna call your parents? They're saying you threw the first punch. You might end up in juvie. Huan Shizhen disagreed. They insulted me and my mother first. The teacher was at a loss. What happens if I don't say anything? Will you contact my mom? Tell him I got sent to jail. Faced with Huan Shizhen's sudden question, the teacher was stung. Well, if a minor goes in, we definitely have to notify. This can't just be swept under the rug. You should contact your family as soon as possible. Huan Shizhen finally gave the homeroom teacher Qun Shizhou's number. Then he regretted. I just gave him attitude this morning. He probably won't care about me. If I'd known, I would have just put up with him. Now there's no way to fix this. If I actually get arrested, it'll be terrible. Just as the kid was sitting there anxiously, our gangster boss pushed the door open. After he came in, he stopped the kid from going to apologize to the bully, and told him he didn't need to apologize. Then he crouched down and checked Huan Shizhen's injuries. Heard you threw the first punch. Good. Don't worry about the rest. Huan Shizhen was really moved. Then he was pushed out of the office by the gangster boss, chair and all. In the principal's office, the other parents had been waiting. Fierce looks. You could tell they weren't easy to deal with. Then Tian Shizhou, ignoring everyone's stares, picked up the kid in a princess carry. After sitting down, Tian Shizhou introduced himself. Sorry I'm late due to work. Here's my business card. After seeing what was on it, they froze. Such an important person. The other mother kept harping on the fact that the protagonist threw the first punch, planning to scam him goods. Turns out the kid's side had a lawyer recording everything. I'm a lawyer from Hansung DG Law Firm. Fully authorized by Director Xu Shou to handle this matter. What followed was a war word. After a while, Qun Shu spoke. I just want an explanation. Our kid was beaten by a group and can barely walk. If this can't be resolved properly, then we'll settle it privately. The other mother spoke. I want to talk to this child's parents. He can't be an orphan. Qun Shizhou fired back. I'm his guardian. Otherwise, what capacity do you think I'm here in? All the men I've met are trash. Why is this man different? Why do you care so much about me? Here's how it goes. I'm Huan Shizhen's guardian. Otherwise, what capacity do you think I'm sitting here in? Do you know how many times I've seen your son bully my kid? Huan Shizhen's head was full of those words, my kid. The first time was at the supermarket. The second time was at the school. This is the third time. Whose kid gets bullied every day for a whole school year? And doesn't beat your kid's head in, consider yourself lucky. How the mother still wanted to argue. To gangs.